Flatley was after it. Flatley tried to turn around on the tip, couldn't get it there. Coop steps up to hold it in. Carpenter could not clear it out. Benoit Hogue. Penalty is over. They do not convert on the power play chance. Ray Ferraro, so they're 2 for 25 in the series now. The Islanders on the power play. No score. Cleared up and out of the zone by Hatcher. Kevin Hatcher, the big story after the last game. Got tied up. He was set up. Cavallini came back. Alan May at center ice leaves it. Cavallini just dumped it in. Still not out of the zone. Kasparaitis, Green, May. Quickly hit along the board, stayed up as Makota got a piece of him. We've got big checking lines out there right now. Both teams will want to change it up. Sent in, and Beaupre hangs on and hit with a face. Cavallini, he's down on the ice. Cavallini got hit in the face. We'll check on the condition, but first we're going to check in with Chris Fowler. Chris.
In the Forum, 2 New England natives hooking up for Montreal. John Leclerc out of Vermont digs the puck out of the corner. He'll find Ed Ronan, the Massachusetts native. Beats Hextall from close range at 6:29 of the first. Habs up 1-0, going for the clincher. Guys?
How about the comeback by the Montreal Canadiens, huh? Well, Cavallini is still down on the ice. I did not see him get hit, but he went down hanging onto his face, Joe.
Well, here's Melikov coming with the puck right here that goes off the stick. The puck is deflected and right into the face of Paul Cavallini. And he's still on the ice. You see Sean Anderson, 36. He's going to try to deflect this puck. He does a good job deflecting it, but it goes in the wrong direction. Standing in the right place at the wrong time, Paul Cavallini is leaving the ice for further repairs.
Cavallini, a defenseman acquired from St. Louis on November 1. So for the moment, at least, the Washington Capitals will be short a D.
Melikov just trying to dump the puck in. You get a real good look at it there, right off the blade of Anderson's stick into the face of Cavallini. So for the time being, the Capitals will have 5 defensemen playing instead of 6.
Not a huge problem at this point. All season long, they shorten the bench anyway, and there's one of the guys that takes up a lot of that ice time. Iafrate. No score with 11:36 left here in the first period. Not a lot of shots on goal, but a lot of hitting going on. Guys moving on the face-off, so they'll wait. Travis Green will be taking the draw, was going to take the draw for the Islanders. Brian Mullen moves in now. Oh! Following the play, and it's a 1-0 Caps lead.
Well, the one thing you don't want to do when you're pressing, getting a lot of good scoring chances is get caught and turn it over. And that's precisely what happens to the Islanders. And here's the end result of that. A nice 3-way passing play with Dale Hunter finding the empty net as Healy is taken out of play by Pat Elliott. Nice play here by Elnick to get that pass and then get it back to Hunter. Uwe Krupp fell in the Capital zone trying to get involved in the rush, and from that point on it was a 2-on-1 and then a 3-on-2. A nice passing play by the Caps, and it's 1-0 Washington.
What a playoff Dale Hunter's having. That is his 7th goal in 6 games. He's got 8 points. An even strength goal coming at .958. He is the veteran as far as playoff. Looking for some help in the middle, trying to hit Thomas, who was cutting. Couldn't get it there. Held in by Ferraro again. Goes back to Beaupre. Beaupre off the glass in the fray. Rebound comes to the near side corner. And Washington will start it the other way, needing a change. Connor Walchuk gains the red line. Connor Walchuk dropped it for Hatcher, just pushes it down the boards. Kasparaitis goes back to get it. Darius Kasparaitis has excited this crowd with the hits he's made this season. Ridley brings it in, gets by Miller. Dumps into the near side corner, Delgarno. Johansson tipped up off the boards by Mullen, tied up by Krieger. Delgarno reaching in. His stick was held onto though and couldn't do anything with it. And Washington again will get it out of the zone. They're not giving the Islanders any room in the offensive end. Kasparaitis back to get it again. 7:19 to go. A 1-0 lead for the Washington Capitals. Pass off the boards, just missed. No call. Fans up and hollering. Mullen the shot. Save. Beaupre held the short side, and he'll cover the puck with Delgarno falling on him from behind. Take a look at our Budweiser scoreboard. Montreal trying to wrap it up at home against Quebec and not have to go 7 there. They've made a magnificent comeback with Patrick Roy looking mighty sharp in the last period.
Well, the fans didn't like that call or that non-call. It's Krieger and Delgarno. Actually, Krieger gets pretty good body position there. He keeps his legs going. I think the right call was not made. because that was not a penalty. And a good effort by Todd Krieger. If he quit skating, Gary, and he puts his arm out, then for sure it is a holding penalty. But he took that extra stride, was able to lean on Delgarno. Delgarno fell, and you're going to get the boos from the home crowd. But a good play by Krieger and the right call by Don Kaharski.
There is Kevin Hatcher, the big defenseman, slashed Thomas in game 5. Then Benoit Hogue in game 3. Hogue's got a bruised knuckle, but he's out there playing. Thomas was questionable with a slash from the last game, but he too is playing tonight. Turgeon out to take the faceoff with 6:41 left to go. The Islanders scoring line out there. Turgeon won it to Thomas, back to King. Pilon will hold it in. Rich Pilon dumps it. Thomas going over. Kelly Johansson there with him. They do battle in the corner. Pat Elliott came over to help. There's Hunter, who's got the goal. Priestich with him. Dmitry Priestich to Hunter. Hunter sends it in. Pilon nails it. Got the glove right up in the old snooker on that one. Taken behind the net by Malakoff. Malakoff off Priestich's stick, goes up and over the glass.
Matt Sundin to Mark Rasinski in close, but Waugh stops him. Midway first period, still 1-0 Montreal.
Patrick Waugh, boy, oh boy, a lot of people thought
Just over the head of Beaupre. Turgeon and a whistle. It was hit with a high stick. Shot deflected by Thomas wide. Thomas trying to run it in. Turgeon there to help. Turgeon goes back up to the point. Malakoff shot again. Save Beaupre. Good play by Beaupre over to Krupp. Uwe Krupp. They're looking in front for Thomas. There's King. King Thomas scores!
A real nice play here, kicking the puck from the skate to the blade of the stick, and then over to Steve Thomas. Iafrate is a little late getting there, and the penalty had just expired. That was an even strength goal, but I think for all intents and purposes a power play goal, because the player coming out of the box was not yet involved in the play. What a nice play by Derek King. Thomas stays strong in the stick, that bottom hand. You have to lean on it there, or else Iafrate could have moved him or deflected the shot. So a good all-around passing play and a good finish. Steve Thomas and Derek King. And we've got ourselves a tied game of ones.
Steve Thomas picking up his 3rd goal and his 6th point. And it is a 1-1 game. And they look good passing it. Claude Loisel drops it off. Fitzgerald, his shot. Just wide as it went off the end of his glove. Rich Pilon holding it in along the boards. Take it away on the far side. Keith Jones got it out. And it'll just be flipped in wide of the net. So with 3:50 left to go, this game is tied up at 1-1 as Thomas put it in on the even strength goal just as the power play ended. Fitzgerald brings it up. Fitzgerald drops it off into the near side corner. Played around the net. Loisel found it right in his skates, just turned around, and there it was. Thomas has got his 23rd goal of the playoffs, and this is 70th playoff game to tie it, and that brings the Islander fans to their feet. Game tied at 1-1. Face. Don Koharski wasn't quite sure who got him. He's asking the linesman right now what happened, because he was on the other side of the net.
Yeah, you can see Koharski was ready to blow the whistle, then he hesitated, and then he saw Delgarno, was not getting up. So he blew it quickly to see how he was. Here's Delgarno in the corner. Here's Hatcher on him, and there's the chop. And that's on the big board here in the island. The fans can see that.
And again, it's save made by Healy. Good quick shot by Sylvain Cote, the defenseman of the Washington Capitals, the most prolific this season in putting the puck in the net of any group of offensive defensemen, and in fact setting some records along the way in doing so. Brought in and dumped by Malakoff to the corner. King back to get it. King hit by Iafrate. Got it out in front. Turgeon. Turgeon back to Malakoff. Malakoff, Turgeon. Read that one. Iafrate. Iafrate with those great wheels. Starts it up. Iafrate with Todd Krieger. Taken by Malakoff.
Yeah, that cross ice pass is a good play, but it has to be a lot harder than Malakoff threw that one. It's an easy read and easy interception for the Caps.
Turgeon making the move in to get it set up here. Down to 47 on the power play. Shot wide of the net. Never saw it. Curvers was the man who took that blue line shot. It was wide. Beaupre was screamed on it and did not react. Turgeon back to King. King Turgeon couldn't handle it. King gets it back. King with Iafrate hacking away at him. Knocked him down. Back up to the point. Good play. Kerber's over to Malakoff. Wrists it. Shot tipped wide by Iafrate. That went off Iafrate's stick on his own goaltender, but wide of the net. Thomas gets hit by Kalle Johansson. Taken back to the point. They've got 14. Kerber's shot save. Rebound. Thomas. Where is it? Covered up by Beaupre. Kerber's had the rebound, rolled it on the ice. Beaupre came across and covered.
Yeah, good low shot again. Tommy Kerber's, that was his second one on this power play. The first one was just wide. Thomas was there for the tip, but he didn't change the direction of the puck quite enough. Beaupre was able to open the legs up, spread them down, and make the save. Well, here's Iafrate almost getting a goal tonight. Oh, he just tipped it wide. And he's glad he tipped it wide. I don't think it missed by much. It's a situation here where you realize, boy, I shouldn't even have touched that puck, and you almost try to pull your stick off of it, but it's too late. And here's the shot by Kerber's, and there's Thomas, and the puck just rolls as he tries to roof it over Don Beaupre.
1 minute.
People are human. You're going to miss a call. But if you see something like that, you can't let it go because you missed another high stick from the opponent. It's the right call. It's a high stick. It's flagrant. It's right in front of the official. He was able to see it. The Caps are going to go on the power play because of it. I mean, that's pretty obvious right there. That's maybe not Paul Bunyan, but it's a decent chop.
That's Babe the Ox right there. Isn't that? All right, it'll be a power play coming up, and with 4 power play goals. He's got 7, including 1 here tonight total. Shot, Kalle Johansson, blocked, Benoit Hogue. Hogue short-handed for the Islanders. Hogue coming. Hogue lined up, never got the shot. He scores! Benoit Hogue, short-handed.
To speed, and watch him stay with us. Kalle Johansson's going to catch him here. Now I think Johansson takes for granted that he stopped. Beaupre takes it for granted, but Hogue stays with it, and he scores a weak goal on Don Beaupre. All Beaupre has to do is stay on his feet with his legs closed and his stick on the ice. Good concentration by Benoit Hogue. He just stays with it, stays with it, stays with it, and a quick release beats Beaupre to give the Islanders a 2-1 lead. And gives the fans an opportunity to throw. What is that? A big cane? What are they picking up down there? I don't know. They're throwing some debris.
In the middle, Hunter looking for him. Centered, shots. The post. Hatcher had moved up and he hit the post. Kristich at the point. Back in front. Tipped. Just wide. Michael Pavanka got the stick on it. Comes back to Kalle Johansson. Kasparaitis pushes it ahead. Hatcher there to play it. Power play, a minute 8 left to go on it for the Washington Capitals. Sent right back out. There is Kasparaitis. Benoit Hogue's going to try it again. Hogue shutting it down. Islanders changing, waiting for help. Rich Pilon on the ice. Pilon will send it behind the net. Pavanka hit by Hogue. Back for Kristich. 52 left in the Capitals power play. Bondra at center, can't get it. Malakoff reached in, poked it away. The momentum. Old Mo is right now on the side of the New York Islanders, who have a 2-1 lead. Kristich had Ridley cutting, but he couldn't get the puck to him. Kalle Johansson. Fitzgerald, seconds left on it. Cleared out of the zone on the far side by Travis Green.
Boy, that was pretty close to offside from my angle.
Save as it deflects to the near side corner. Coop was all alone at the high slot. Everybody gone by, and he whistled one, deflected into the corner. Turned back in by Thomas. Islanders right now having Washington running. Shot by Krieger to the side of the head behind the net on Turgeon. No call. Bobby Carpenter. Carpenter's pass intercepted at center. Thomas. He got dumped. Down at center ice. Carpenter took King down. Krieger drops it off. Kelly Miller. Millie tied up. Good play, Tom Kerber's defensively. Kerber's backed it up to the point. Turgeon is there. Turgeon coming. Thomas trailing. Turgeon. Thomas goes by. In the middle. All alone. Shot. Save on Pilon. Ball play denying Rich Pilon. Thomas trying to get it to Turgeon in front. Deflected, and Washington just... Save Beaupre. Rebound not out of the zone. Tipped a little deeper. Hunter's got to go back to get it. Boy, the Islanders are flying right now. Claude Loisel helping out in front that time.
Yeah, the Capitals have yet to register a shot on goal, and we've played about 7 minutes in this period, Gary. They only had 7 in the first period. 5 of those came from defensemen.
Frady now tries to rush the puck up. This is what got pinned up again. Hit on the far side. May and Coop. Coop's all over the place on this shift. Caps, though, trying to get a scoring opportunity out of this. Coop dug it out.
Yeah, good grinding by the Islanders and Caps. That's hard work, folks, when you're along the boards and in the corners like that. Coop and Kasparaitis doing a good job, 2-on-2 against the Capitals.
Kasparaitis gets it. Penalty coming up. Delayed call. It's going to be on the Capitals. Flatley looking for a little help. Dropping it off. Power play underway for the Islanders. Cleared out by Ridley.
And that was a good indication.
Melikov with the check. Short-handed effort by Miller. Miller still has it behind the net. Good hard work by Kelly Miller, assistant captain of the Washington Capitals. Mays off for roughing. 7:47. Islanders on the power play. They've had 4 shots in their 3 previous chances. They are 2 for 27 in the series on the power play. Minute 9 left on this one. Islanders leading 2-1. Tommy Curvis from the red line. Around the near side, Todd Krieger banged it and hit Melikov with it. That was enough to hold it in, though. Thomas trying to get it. Thomas knocked it away to the corner to Turgeon. Turgeon to King. Derek King. King looking to the middle. Melikov there. His shot deflected right out in front, top of the circle, and cleared by Pavonka.
Boy, that looks like such a heavy shot from Melikov. Can he have a rifle from the point there?
He's scary, and you're in front of him, I'll tell you. 24 years old and just a cannon for a shot. Curvers again sending it in. Held up by Beaupre. Calle Johansson around the boards. Stepping up on a Curvers. Good job to hold it in. Rolled off the side of the net by Turgeon. Doing battle with Hatcher. Hatcher, Turgeon, Pavonka, all there. Down goes Ray Ferraro on the ice. Held in at the point. No. Coop. It's spun around. Puck goes wide of the net. Krieger got driven into the goaltender, Glenn Healy. No penalty, nothing on it. Everybody's up and playing. Flatley moves into Turgeon. Turgeon alone. Shot, save, rebound. Underneath Beaupre. Finds it in time. With the power play over.
Boy, Turgeon does a nice job there. He waits and he allows Ray Ferraro to...
Sakic, who takes a shot. It's going to trickle through the pads of Patrick Roy. Ricci there just to make sure, but Sakic gets the goal at 6:20.
Melikov winds up his attempted pass blocked. Melikov trying to run it in, couldn't. Taken by Turgeon. Turgeon looking. Somebody hasn't got a stick out there. It's the defenseman right there, Frady. Turgeon, Ferraro, centered, blocked, shot, deflected out deep. Tommy Curvers took it. Played by Flatley. Hit by Cote to Turgeon. Turgeon centering, rolled wide. A defenseman still without a stick out there on the short-handed unit for the Caps. Well, they've got a man plus a stick advantage, the Islanders. Curvers, good play. Frady got the forward stick and intercepted the pass.
Yeah, what a
save! And a big save by Beaupre on a very good setup with a screen. 2-1 Islanders leading, Chris.
After Patrick Roy made a couple brilliant saves to keep it tied at 2, the Canadians have retaken the lead. Paul DiPietro, real sniper tonight. Keeps it. Pulls Hextall to a bad angle, beats him 3-2 at 11 minutes. Canadians back in front.
Well, that's called some help.
Well, here's Steve Thomas coming in. A nice play. Now watch Turgeon. He's just going to wait. He gets the puck here and a good snap of the wrist shot. He had Beaupre moving to his left, shot it back to the right. Don Beaupre came up with a big save. I found it interesting. They got that goal at the end of the power play, and they had the big line on the ice.
Ferraro wanted help. Pilon joins the play. Off the skate. Behind the net. Down he goes. Hit by Kriestic. Calle Johansson back to the Washington Capitals. He took Ferraro down. He got squeezed on the boards. Nobody can control here. Ferraro in front. Knocked it down. Reached for it, but couldn't get it. Then puts the slash on Hatcher as he was falling down.
Yeah, this is a tough period on a goaltender. Glenn Healy only 1 shot. 15 minutes have been played, so you know the first great shot the Capitals.
Troop. All the way around. Cavallini stayed with him. Couldn't find anybody to pass it to. In the corner, Pavonka had it pinned up. Delgarno trying to push it in. Cavallini backs it off the boards again. Down they go. Pavonka tried to glove that one out of the zone. Couldn't get it there. Coop cutting. Blocked. Bobby Carpenter can't find it. Shot. Deflected in the air by Mullen. Mullen whacked at it, but he hit Frady with it. Mullen takes him down. Pavonka brings it in. Pavonka dumped by Delgarno. In the corner. Bondra leaves it. Carpenter's shot. Save made by Healy. And a penalty coming up on the Islanders. Coop Krupp trying to clear out in front, took Bonder down in the corner. Doesn't like it. He's going to be called for interference.
Uwe Krupp made a great
shot, and that hit Hunter. Priestich couldn't find any daylight to shoot to that time. The jam up just too much at the corner of the net. Hunter trying to dig it out of the corner. Melikov there. Hunter and Melikov do battle. Fitzgerald. Benoit Hogue with him. Fitzgerald the shot. Beaupre right through the legs on the save. Benoit Hogue had it up ice. He's taken out. Hatcher picks up the loose puck. 38 left on the power play here for the Caps. Hatcher booed every time he touches it. Pilon tied up by Pavelka. Hatcher hit by Kasparaitis. Flatley trying to dig it out. It goes the other way and over the glass. For a souvenir.
Well, Glenn Healy, a nice piece of goaltending. I like aggressive goaltenders. There are two trains of thought. One is
shot it right into Kasparaitis. Penalty is over. So the Islanders have killed it off. Pat Elenick right over Kasparaitis' head. Healy came up and poked that one away. Pavelka trying to send it in. Flatley wrapped around by Pilon. Just took the heat off.
How about the Darius Kasparaitis like they hit? He just loves it. You can almost see him smiling from
advantage. Savard this shot. Then Brian Bellows takes a shot. Kirk Muller pokes at it in the crease, gets it past Hextall. He has been pulled. Stéphane Facette is in. It's 4-2 Canadiens, late second.
The Montreal Canadiens, after a bit over the stick of Thomas. Krieger, a hot blocker save made. Puck sitting in the crease, fanned on. No call as Green gets mugged in front of the net. He got knocked down by Hunter twice. He still has it. Shot saved by Beaupre up in the chest by Travis Green. Now Claude Loisel upset, number 10 of the Islanders.
This line's a handful for anybody. Loisel's a gutsy guy. Green likes to bump and grind. Delgarno, they're going to buzz around. They're going to beat you with offensive zone pressure. They aren't really a line that it's going to be too dangerous on the rush. But once the puck is in there, as it was, Loisel winning the faceoff. Kasparaitis makes a high shot. Beaupre's going to play it here, but he can't control the rebound. Now the puck's up for grabs. Everybody's going for it. And the Islanders are going to win the battle. There's Loisel getting it free. And there's where Green gets knocked down. A good hit by Hunter, but he stays with the puck. And Delgarno going to the crease, trying to get the puck past Don Beaupre. Beaupre staying right with it, squared the shooter. Now he's going to get back up, and here comes the shot. Beaupre with the blocker down. It's a good save. Good.
Washington had 3 in the third period after being down 1-0 in game 1 to win it. The Islanders came back in game 3, 2-1 after 2, and they won it in overtime. And then in game 4, the Islanders were down 3-1 and came back to win it. Comebacks have not been the exception, but the standard in the first round of these playoff games. Krupp takes it around the net. 22 to go here in the second period. Islanders leading it 2-1. They'd love to add one here. Travis Green. Green! Save! Beaupre! Shot! Score! Brad Delgarno!
Is that goal with 13 seconds remaining in the period. Green's coming, a good shot. Now Delgarno's going to come up with a rebound right there. He spins around. Beaupre is screened with a cap defender and an Islander standing. There's Big Uwe Krupp trying to join the rush here. Here's the spin around, stays right with the shot. Brian Mullen in front to set up the screen. A gigantic goal by the Islanders to give them.
Been playing with the University of Maine phenom Paul Kariya, little guy, a potential future NHL star. These two guys have hooked up effectively all week. Team Canada playing Finland today, and Lindra's teammate with the Flyers, Mark Recchi, came up big, 2 goals and an assist. Dave Manson also had 2 goals. Canada wins it 5-1. They are 6-0-0 as they advance to the semifinals, looking for that first championship, 661. 36-5. They have
all the great one, and there are plenty of facts to back that up, including his unprecedented 9 Hart trophies as league MVP. But perhaps Gretzky's greatest moment came in 1982 when he broke Phil Esposito's season record for goals scored. His 77th goal broke the record, and he finished the year with an amazing 92 goals. For Wayne Gretzky, it was truly a magic moment.
I'm sorry. LaFontaine, 53 goals. He's absolutely lighting it up for Buffalo. Meanwhile, on the island, the guy he was traded for, Pierre Turgeon, 58 goals. It's not often you see a trade where 50 goals on one side, 50 on the other. And then not only that, they both come through in the playoffs and continue to play absolutely great. And then, not only that, damn right, Grant Fury's been playing great for Buffalo. One of the reasons Buffalo got out of the first round for the first time.
They're both going to go, I think. Fawcett just skated away and kept his back to them while they continued to have their little set-to. Now, does this help Quebec or does this help Montreal? You'll have to wonder about the Canadiens. They open it up, Quebec, with control territorially through the midway point of that period when they tied the game, but then the Canadiens matched them. Boy, I'll tell you, the Montreal Canadiens have shown a lot of heart in this playoff round, the way it's gone. And now some open ice for some of these free-wheelers the Nordiques have. Interesting to see how the Canadiens play and who they counter with. Here's the situation with Ramage and Lapointe. How many times have we seen this tonight? Two players on the ice, lying there, lying there, lying there. No call made. This is the first time that Fawcett has made the call, so they're both gone. 2 minutes for roughing. The only goal scorer in the first period. You see the Nordiques with just 5 shots on goal in the first 20 minutes of play. But everything opened up in the second period. The Canadiens made it 2-0. DiPietro, 2 goals for Quebec. Sakic on a power play, tying it after Lapointe had scored. And then the Canadiens come back with 2 more. DiPietro again and Kurt Muller. The Nordiques with 19 shots in the second period, and they lead that department. And there is Ron Hextall, who left the net at 17:08 of the second period, replaced by Stéphane Bissette.
Hard to believe the goaltender that came in with the second best record in the playoffs so far and a save percentage of .931 would be chased from the net, but Canadians seem to have his number tonight. Paul DiPietro certainly did. Foot off the boards. Lapointe is all tied up on the far side with Rob Ramage, and that's why play is stopped.
And they're both going to go, I think. Fawcett just skated away and kept his back to them while they continued to have their little set-to. Now, does this help Quebec or does this help Montreal? You'll have to wonder about the Canadiens. They open it up, Quebec, with control territorially through the midway point of that period when they tied the game, but then the Canadiens matched them. Boy, I'll tell you, the Montreal Canadiens have shown a lot of heart in this playoff round, the way it's gone. And now some open ice for some of these free-wheelers the Nordiques have. Interesting to see how the Canadiens play and who they counter with. Here's the situation with Ramage and Lapointe. How many times have we seen this tonight? 2 players on the ice, lying there, lying there, lying there. No call made. This is the first time that Fawcett has made the call, so they're both gone. 2 minutes for roughing. So you've got Sakic and Kovalenko up front for Quebec, and the Canadiens countering with...
We'll keep you posted on that game as the Habs go for the clincher, but we're ready for the third period at Nassau Coliseum. Let's rejoin Gary and Jim with the Isles up 3-1.
Chris, thanks very much. Islanders with a 3-1 lead, and if they can hang on to it, they've got themselves a second round playoff opponent in the Pittsburgh Penguins, ready to take on the winner of this game starting on Sunday. For this, the Washington Capitals, they've got to at least get this tied or their season is over. Underway, third period, Malakoff playing it behind the net. Somehow the Caps have got to find a way to get some shots on goal. Turgeon will bring it up. Turgeon for the Islanders. Turgeon, Kelly Johansson reaches in and poked it away. Came back to Thomas, taken away by Hunter. Hunter has the only goal in this game for the Caps. Pat Elenick, a little room. Elenick centered. Tried to get Johansson and it bounced over his stick. Hatcher sent it in. Deflects up to the blue line to Thomas. Thomas will take it back in his own end before starting up ice. Deflected away again. Over to get it, Pat Elenick. Elenick to the Caps, hitting the linesman, trying to clear that one in. Moving and getting a little room is Turgeon. Turgeon lined up. He and Cote shoulder to shoulder into the boards. Iafrate got it up to Bondra. Bondra takes a wrap but gets it out. 2-on-2 the other way. The Islanders will be sure to have people back defensively. Iafrate knocked away by Glenn Healy. Played by Flatley. Flatley coming. Bondra back to cover. Bondra covered up for Iafrate that time. Center Thomas open, holds it. Center shot loose in the crease. Beaupre gets back and covers it up. Ray Ferraro was all alone for a split second. And then Bondra got back, and then Beaupre got back, and somehow the puck did not end up in the net.
Well, Benoit Hogue got hooked on the rush. It was a 3-on-3. Carpenter hooked him to the ice, so then he was coming late. Here's Hogue right there. Had he been in the initial rush, he wouldn't have been in that position, but because he was coming late, no one picked him up. And there is the scrum, and Ferraro is desperately trying to put it in the net as the Caps are as desperately trying to keep it out. You know, the scary thing for the Capitals is that the Islanders' best hockey in this series has been the last 10 minutes of the third period. So I'm sure they're well aware, but talking to Al Arbour today, he wanted his team to play a 60-minute game. Well, they certainly played a 40-minute 2 periods, and they've started the third period. It certainly looks like they're going to play an entire game tonight. And if their last 10 minutes is anything like the other games in this series, it does not look good for the Washington Capitals.
Isles leading by 2. The Washington Capitals, 11 consecutive years they've been in the playoffs, and only once have they gotten to even the conference final. And they may be out of it again right here if they can't do something in the third. Wraparound shot deflected to the corner as Krieger came around. Krieger tried to bend it in. Brought back in by Travis Green. Taken away by Sylvain Cote. Cote clears it out. The Islanders out of the playoffs for the last 2 years. 4 Stanley Cups, 80 through 83 were won here with Al Arbour behind the bench. He's behind there now. Has them back in the playoffs and less than a period away from moving into the second round. Deflects behind the net. Healy there. Krieger trying to block it. Did. Rolled in front. Travis Green up to the point. Not out. Cote shot partially blocked and cleared by Brian Mullen.
The Islanders want to continue to make plays. They don't want to just dump the puck out and allow the Caps to come. Come good forechecking, but don't get that third forward caught.
Malakoff took it away from Krieger. Hatcher will chase it down. This is going to be an icing call and touched up by Kevin Hatcher. He had to go back a second time in order to get it. Let's take a look at how the scoring came about in this game. On our light beer, a Miller Lite scoring summary. Hunter is 7th at 9:58. Krista Janela had the assist. That's the Caps' only goal. After that, Thomas got his third of the playoffs from Turgeon and King to tie it at 1-1. Then they took the lead on the shorthanded goal by Benoit Hogue at 2:41 unassisted, and a huge goal by Brad Delgarno, 1946. Mullen and Green setting him up on that one to give him the 2-goal edge. And now Terry Murray has got to move the troops on. He's got to have everybody join in the offensive flow here and try and get this game at least to a 1-goal differential. We'll try and do this usually in 5-minute spurts. Turgeon brings it in. Turgeon with Loisel cutting. Turgeon, save made, hit the post, came back to Beaupre, who covered it up on the reverse angle.
Well, once again, Turgeon holding on to the puck, setting up his own screen. He lets the shot go. It beats Don Beaupre, hits the post. Here he is. Now he waits. There's the screen. Hatcher sets it up for him. Loisel going to the net. Right off the goalpost, and in the goaltender, Don Beaupre, who was beaten. There's a good look at the screen. How can Beaupre find the puck? He sees it too late. He reacts late, but fortunately for the Caps, it hit the post and out the mesh. Boy, Turgeon is so good with that puck once he gains the blue line. Oh, incredible. I just really enjoy watching him.
Well, I'll tell you, the Capitals are down by 2, but they've had the breaks in this game. They've had 2 high stickings. It could have been 5-minute majors that weren't called. Posts and pipes have been hit here. They've had a couple of saves made by Beaupre on breakaways. They've had everything happen except put the puck in the net. Hatcher brings it up. Hatcher the move. Hatcher in. His shot. Beaupre off the top of the net. Oh, what a save by Healy.
Oh, boy, was that ever a quick glove save. Just enough to keep it out of the net. Almost knocked it right back in. Good shot by Hatcher.
That hit the top of the net. Crease match and a glove save by Healy.
Oh, baby, is that goaltending at its finest. Well, there are the Caps' best chances since early in the first period. And Hatcher's going to let a good wrister go right here. Healy gets a piece of it. Is it going in? No, it goes on top of the net. Misses by about 4 inches. There's Hatcher coming again. Beats Kasparaitis at the blue line. And here's the shot. And shortly thereafter, another rocket, and Healy shoots out the left pad and glove to make another excellent save for the Islanders.
Oof. Glenn Healy, 5-7 in the playoffs in his career, 3-1 against the Washington Capitals, and getting the job done on 2 shots right there. We are 3 minutes 5 seconds into the third period. Islanders still up by 2. Kasparaitis in the corner. It was dug out. Break up the middle. Malakoff banned on it. He was open. Beaupre put it on the other side of the net. Pavanka came over to help out. At center, Malakoff took it away. Sends it right back in. Chasing it up ice. Benoit Hogue left it. Flatley's pass. A little bit behind his breaking teammate. Bondra drops it. Tended for Pavanka. Rich Pilon. Pilon leaves it. Ferraro leaves it. Whistle offside. And Washington really unhappy because they had a break going the other way and lost control of the puck. Brown shot deflected to the corner as Krieger came around. Krieger tried to bend it in. Brought back in by Travis Green. Taken away by Sylvain Cote. Cote clears it out. The Islanders out of the playoffs for the last 2 years. 4 Stanley Cups, 80 through 83 were won here with Al Arbour behind the bench. He's behind there now. Has them back in the playoffs and less than a period away from moving into the second round. Deflects behind the net. Healy there. Krieger trying to block it. Did. Rolled in front. Travis Green up to the point. Not out. Cote shot partially blocked and cleared by Brian Mullen.
The Islanders want to continue to make plays. They don't want to just dump the puck out and allow the Caps to come. Come good forechecking, but don't get that third forward caught.
Malakoff took it away from Krieger. Hatcher will chase it down. This is going to be an icing call and touchdown. Made. Hit the post. Came back to Beaupre, who covered it up on the reverse angle.
Well, once again, Turgeon holding on to the puck, setting up his own screen. He lets the shot go. It beats Don Beaupre, hits the post. Here he is. Now he waits. There's the screen. Hatcher sets it up for him. Loisel going to the net. Right off the goalpost. And in the goaltender, Don Beaupre, who was beaten. There's a good look at the screen. How can Beaupre find the puck? He sees it too late. He reacts late. But fortunately for the Caps, it hit the post and not the mesh. Boy, Turgeon coming off the top of the net.
Oh, what a save by Healy.
Oh, boy, was that ever a quick glove save. Just enough to keep it out of the net. Almost knocked it right back in. Good shot by Hatcher.
That hit the top of the net. Crease catch and a glove save by Healy.
Oh, baby, is that goaltending at its finest. Well, they are the Caps' best chances since early in the first period. And Hatcher's going to let a good wrister go right here. Healy gets a piece of it. Is it going in? No, it goes on top of the net. Misses by about 4 inches. There's Hatcher coming again. Beats Kasparaitis at the blue line. And here's the shot. And shortly thereafter, another rocket. And Healy shoots out the left pad and glove to make another excellent save for the Islanders.
Oof. Glenn Healy, 5-7 in the playoffs in his career, 3-1 against the Washington Capitals, and getting the job done on 2 shots right there. We are 3 minutes 5 seconds into the third period. Islanders still up by 2. Kasparaitis in the corner. It was dug out. Break up the middle. Malakoff banned on it. He was open. Beaupre put it on the other side of the net. Pavanka came over to help out. At center, Malakoff took it away. Sends it right back in. Chasing it up ice, Benoit Hogue left it. Flatley's pass. A little bit behind his breaking teammate. Bondra drops it. Tended for Pavanka. Rich Pilon. Pilon leaves it. Ferraro says hi to you. And save made. Iafrate rifles it off the side of the net. He had no angle. Hunter giving chase. Whacked at him. Held it in for Pat Elliott. Kasparaitis hit by Kristich. Got it around. You see Iafrate moving up. Everybody crashing now for the Washington Capitals. That's going to create some breakouts for the New York Islanders. Turgeon's got it. Kristich was on him. Cote just bangs it back up to the blue line. 14:50 to go, third period. 3-1, Islanders leading. Capitals must win to keep it alive. Islanders victory. They move on to take on Pittsburgh on Sunday, winning the first round here. King, the high flip into the zone. Washington completing a line change. Pelle Johansson's got it. Johansson looking for a little help. Cote wraps it in from the red line. Far side flatly hit by Bondras. It came out to the middle. Pelle Johansson back over to Hatcher. Johansson. Hatcher tried to center. Bondras shot. Beaupre, Healy at that end had to make a save. Bondras turnaround shot blocked again. Back to the point. Johansson. That one hurt. As Tommy Kervers flatly blocked it. Shot saved. He looked behind him. Healy thought that one had gone in, but he knocked it away. Here's a 2-on-1 break the other way. Hatcher moves in. Hogue was on the near side, but Kervers couldn't get it to him. He was on the end of his shift. Hatcher trying to free it up now. Washington, they're just sending everybody in on the offensive flow, putting all the heat on they can. Pelle Johansson.
And you wonder why they didn't play like this to start the game. I mean, this is good capital pressure. The Islanders are having a tough time containing them.
Cote centered. Tipped wide, not on net. Iafrade's shot right through the crease. Wade is just wind up and let her rip. Cote does. Save made Healy. Rebound kicked into the corner by Todd Krieger. This is the true back-to-the-wall effort. Kelly Miller. Shot. Missed it wide. Kelly Miller, and he had Glenn Healy out. Cote holding it in again. Cote's shot tipped in front, not on net yet. Buzzing, Krieger shot, and he missed the wide side post. Iafrade in the corner. Pilon. Islanders just want to clear this thing, but they can't get it out. Krieger drops it back in. Ridley looking for help. Everybody's down in front of the net. Ridley turning. Tried to send it in. Kasparaitis blocked it. Ridley holds it in again. On the near side. Shot Pivonka. Save made. Glenn Healy. Deep. Flatley. Boy, they can't get anybody on. Krieger's shot blocked by Pilon. Islanders trying to get to the bench. Finally, they just send it into the seats.
Al Arbour, time to call your timeout, Al, and settle this team down.
The New York Islanders have played 5 playoff series against the Capitals in the past and have won 4 of them. And Al Arbour is trying to put away another here. They lost during the regular season to Washington 4-3 in a very unusual series. The Islanders lost all 4 games they played at home and won all 3 at the Cap City. By Melikov. Chased in the corner. Claude Loiselle was over and got it up.
Ron Hextall back in. But then the Canadians' Paul DiPietro, who has had no problem solving Hextall tonight, takes the pass in alone, completes the hat trick, his first 3 playoff goals. Cassette is back. Hextall pulled again. 8:17 to play.
Sure looks like there'll be no Game 7 in Quebec. Montreal with a comeback and now beginning to pour it on a little bit. Ferraro shot. Beaupre's got it underneath. Iafrade and Ferraro.
Ray Ferraro is a gutsy competitor. You're not going to push him away without him pushing back. And as he pushed there, he just left the stick beside the head of big Al Iafrade, letting him know. Well, I'm sure Al Arbour had his troops over the bench and told them, look, boys, in our end of the arena, do not run around. Go to your spot, play your position, the puck will come to you. Be strong one-on-one, but don't start chasing the Capitals all over the defensive zone.
There you see 9-1 the shots here in this period. Hatcher another one, and Healy hangs on. Elliott coming in, and they move him out of there. The New York Islanders have played 5 playoff series against the Capitals in the past and have won 4 of them. And Al Arbour is trying to put away another here. They lost during the regular season to Washington 4-3 in a very unusual series. The Islanders lost all 4 games they played at home and won all 3 at the Cap City. I mean, generally, that never happens in this game. The home ice advantage has held up a little better here during the series. Coop trying to get it out. Hunter shot wide. You talk about an all-out right now for Washington. Elenick backs it. Hunter behind the net. Hunter looking for Kristich, who got tied up. Puck held in again. Hunter down low. Kristich helping. Back to Elenick in the middle. Block before he could get to it. Back to the point. Hatcher, that big boomer. Saved by Healy. And Hoops into it at the side of the net with Hunter.
Hoop and Dale Hunter. Hunter, a terrific playoff hockey player. The situation is this, Gary. The Islanders have nervous hockey sticks. They have the puck on their stick. That shift before this, they had it about 4 times, and they could have cleared it, made their change. But they're trying to do things too quickly. They're playing frightened hockey. They just have to settle down. A great pass by Dale Hunter, and a screenshot by Hatcher. Healy with a big glove save. Healy has kept the Islanders in this period. Boy, he's really made some terrific saves against these guys. However, said this team was growing. He said they have a long way to go, but they're growing and they're learning a lot about themselves in this playoff series. And this is one of those steps of growing. You have a 2-goal lead in the third period. That's the time to dig deep. And there's a guy, Dale Hunter, who knows all about digging deep in big situations. He's one of the best big situation players in the National Hockey League and has been for many years, both with the Caps and with the Quebec Nordique.
His 7th series goal in the first period gave Washington the only lead they've had in this game. They are down here 3-1. Hunter stays out on the ice. Turgeon waiting for a face-off here. I'm not sure why we've got the delay. The officials are all set for the drop of the puck, but Capitals arguing about something. Maybe just to gain some time here so they can keep this line out there as Terry Murray does not take them off the ice after that last flurry. Played by Hatcher. 11:40 left to go, third period. Still plenty of time in this game, especially where the Caps are putting the heat on. What's amazing here is we haven't had that Islander breakout yet. Turgeon moving in, lost it but held it in. Chased by Kalle Johansson. For all the pressure the Caps have put on and everybody down low, you would expect at least one breakout already here for the Islanders, but it hasn't happened.
Well, they've got to get a hold of the puck first and then make one good play with it. They just keep giving it back to the Caps.
Priestich had it blocked by Malakoff. Chased in the corner. Claude Loisel was over, got it out of the zone, but it's going to be an icing call. Touch up by Hatcher at the far end with 11:04 remaining. Third period, the Islanders a chance to put this series away. Chris.
Well, it's desperation time for the Nordiques. Stéphane Fiset out, Ron Hextall back in. But then the Canadians' Paul DiPietro, who has had no problem solving Hextall tonight, takes the pass in alone, completes the hat trick, his first 3 playoff goals. Fiset is back. Hextall pulled again. 8:17 to play.
Sure looks like there'll be no Game 7 in Quebec. Montreal with a comeback and now beginning to pour it on a little bit. Oh, you see the shots.
Terry Murray likes what he sees the third period. I'm sure he did not like what he saw in the first 2. And Gary, it simply amazes me. Here's a team that's capable of applying a lot of tremendous offensive home pressure. I don't know why they don't start their games that way. Play the game to win. Go for it. You know, don't stay back in your own end and hope your defenseman can get you a couple of goals in a power play.
Pavanka wins the faceoff. Iafrate saved by Healy, and that was that blistering shot along the ice. Flatley clears it to Ray Ferraro. Ferraro just sends it into the zone. Iafrate goes back to get it. Iafrate. A little skating room, couldn't find it. Good play by Hogue to take it away. Flatley, Ferraro shot. Beaupre's got it underneath. Iafrate and Ferraro.
Ray Ferraro is a gutsy competitor. You're not going to push him away without him pushing back. And as he pushed there, he just left his stick beside the head of Big Al Iafrate, letting him know if he wanted to get close, he was going to have to go through about 3 feet of lumber.
Want to remind you here on ESPN, the Cadillac Senior PGA Tour will continue Friday from Las Vegas, the Senior Classic from the Desert Inn. Second round coverage will include defending champion Lee Trevino, Chichi Rodriguez, Jim Colbert, Al Geiberger, Bruce Crampton, and Larry Monrick. They'll be playing for an unprecedented $700,000 purse, $105,000 going to the winner Friday, 4 o'clock Eastern and 1 Pacific.
Well, Al Arbor has taken Ferraro's line off the ice. Now he is starting to match. You've got the Ridley line out there. He's got Green against him with Mullen and Delgarno. That's a checking line for the Islanders.
Forwards of the Caps not able to come through here. Peter Bondra has not picked up a goal. Mike Ridley has only 1 goal here during this playoff punch. Kelly Miller, none. In front, knocked away again to the corner. Kelly Miller over to get it. Miller gets pinned up by Travis Green. Krieger tied up by Tommy Curvers. Caps getting that puck, though. Ridley goes back to the point. Sent in deep. Healy comes out to play it himself. Jammed out. Here's the 3-on-2 break the other way. Shot. Score! Travis Green!
Well, sooner or later, you're going to get a break, and they get a break along the boards. Pote pinches, and now you've got a 2-on-1. Travis Green coming up. He's going to look to Brad Delgado, who is off the screen. That fakes Don Beaupre, and he shoots it low between the legs. A very nice goal by number 39 for the Islanders. Travis Green, just that little look over to Delgado. Throws Beaupre for a little minute, and he was slow getting down. 5-hole was open, and that's where the puck went, between the legs and underneath. Don Beaupre.
Travis Green and the Washington Capitals sneaking a peek at the clock. 10:02 left to go, and they are down by 3.
Yeah, that's a big hill to climb right now. You can see on the faces of the Washington Capitals, they know they're really up against it. They had a great start to this third period. First 10 minutes, all Washington. 1-2-on-1. A good play by Green, a good shot, and it's 4-1 for the Islanders.
Travis Green, 4-1, bringing the crowd alive at 9:58. The puck ends up going over the glass and out of play. And the New York Islanders are 9 minutes and 55 seconds away from moving on to take on the Pittsburgh Penguins for the division championship.
Al Arbour's got to be happy with what he saw. It was a good thing calling that timeout. It didn't immediately settle his players down, but it has a double effect. It slows the Caps down a little bit because they have a chance to think about the way things are going, and it did destroy a little bit of their momentum, enough that his team could get back in, get their game together, and now the Islanders are looking very strong with a 4-1 lead.
Mullen and Healy, the assists. 2 assists for Mullen tonight. On the goal by Travis Green. Kelly Johansson trying to dig it out. The Capitals in real trouble now. Healy. Now the Islanders want that clock to keep on running. Hatcher gets stood up along the boards. Poked back. Fitzgerald has it. He'll just flip it out of the zone. Washington put all that pressure on for a good 10 minutes and could not get a goal out of it. Cavallini to Hunter. Hunter tied up. Hunter runs it in. Backed in. Pucks in the corner, and off the marsh pegs comes the net.
Well, it's desperation time. The Caps are just going to the net with all the force they have, and they don't really care who's in the way. They're going to take him to the net. Cavallini driving to the net, and he runs over Glenn Healy. What a nice piece of goaltending, Healy. What a great display for 10 minutes to start this third period. There you see the action in front of them, and they're just going to keep going to the net. Cavallini coming in later. May was the first guy in. When a goaltender's as hot as Healy is, you have to distract him, get him off his game, give him something else to think about besides the puck. And a guy coming in about 20 miles an hour, weighing 200 pounds, wanting to run you over, it's enough to distract any goaltender. I tell you what, Gary, that is one of the best playoff players. I mean, I don't think enough can be said about Dale Hunter's contribution to the Washington Capitals. When he left the Nordique, a lot of people thought his career was done. He had come back off an ankle injury, and they thought his better years were behind him. He went to Washington. He has been one of the best Caps ever since he arrived.
He has the goal tonight, but it's not enough. And King just got hit in the face with Pat Elenick's stick. He's all right, did not go down. Just check to see if he was bleeding or not, and then stays up and continues the shift. Cleared ahead to Pat Elenick. Elenick flips it in. Len Healy leaves it side of the net. Up the boards. Cavallini trying to hold it in. Rolls down the boards all the way down to the other red line. Iafrate behind his own net. They've already started singing "Hey, hey, goodbye." Turgeon scores! And he got dinked by Dale Hunter, and it's all open up now.
Well, that was just frustration. Hunter saw the goal. The puck was in. There was no play. And he is a fierce competitor. I can't say I agree with his tactics there, but I know his heart. And he cannot stand to lose, and that's why he did what he did. And I'm sure the Caps will end up.
That should be a game misconduct.
A man short on this. Yeah, Hunter is being escorted off the ice. And that's just total frustration on the Capitals' part. And Benoit Hogue is still going at it. And there you see. There's Hogue. The end of a long, tough series. These guys have given everything they have for all the games in this series. 3 overtime games, double overtime. It's been grueling hockey. And when it's a 5-1 deficit and there are only 8 minutes left, you know you aren't going to have a chance to win.
Turgeon's goal, unassisted at 11:29, has made it a 5-1 game. And boy, did Dale Hunter run him.
Yeah, well, it's a giveaway. Hunter tries to go cross ice with a little flip pass. Turgeon reads it. Hunter's mad at himself, but he's going to take it out right there on Turgeon. And this is after the Hunter giveaway. Turgeon, a nifty move, goes long side. He's celebrating. And Hunter says, not on my time. And he gives Turgeon a real good shot. He goes into the boards hard. And Turgeon is being tended to by the trainer right now. And from that point on, you had a big scrum, a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, a few punches thrown.
Hockey doesn't need that.
No, you're absolutely right, Gary.
Hunter's got to keep himself under control. I mean, that he could seriously have injured Turgeon, and may have, because he drove him right into the boards.
Yeah, you can see it hard. See, the thing that makes it dangerous, Turgeon is not expecting a hit at all. He's celebrating a goal. He's completely relaxed. And Hunter comes in. He comes in real hard right here. Turgeon's off balance. And it's the shoulder, the right shoulder, that hits the boards first.
Wow. Bad play. The Islanders have taken the lead here on Turgeon's unassisted 5-1. That's the time remaining in the third.
When I first got out here, I bought my first car from Park Price.
There are good reasons to.
And the goal, 5-1. Now, Hunter, you know, you're right, Gary. It's just a bad play. You have to cap your emotion, but that's the thing. The thing that makes Hunter great is his emotion. That's what makes him such a fierce competitor. But sometimes the things that make you great, left unchecked, can make you do stupid things, and that is a stupid thing by Dale Hunter, running Turgeon into the boards. Right there.
All right, while they sort this out, Al Arbor got to be a little hint of a smile right there. We'll have the penalties, and 8:31 left to go when we come back. While they cleaned it up, though, let's check in with Chris.
All right, Gary, a chance to remind you that most of you will see the Mets and the Giants. Major League Baseball follows the conclusion of our game here. Most of you, again, seeing the Bonilla Bonds reunion. Former Pirates teammate. To remind you that most of you will see the Mets and Patrick Roy regaining vintage form here. Mike Ricci of Quebec. The initial shot, Roy the save, then the sprawling save and the rebound shot by Mike Huff. Canadians have just scored again. They are closing in. They now lead 6-2. Let's go back to Nassau Coliseum.
Well, there you see the work being done here with the Islanders now a 5-1 lead in Game 6. And you've got Pittsburgh.
Have to clinch it 4-2 over Quebec.
Said after Game 2 that even Joe Montana throws interceptions in the Super Bowl, but his teammates rally around him, and the team rallied around Patrick, and Patrick did a whole lot himself. Final seconds here. Here they go, 10 seconds. We'll let the fans take this one home. quite a turnaround. Quebec winning the first 2, but Montreal 4 straight. Patrick Roy, hero, the veteran, as you said.
Let's get you back out there. Canadians will go with the Sabres starting Sunday. Let's go back to the final 8 minutes of our game.
Chris, thanks very much. And what a comeback victory for the Montreal Canadiens. Underway here. As now it's a matter of playing this one out, and Don Koharski above all hopes there won't be anything further in the sort of activity we just saw.
He'll be very quick to throw people off the ice if there's any hint of aggression from either side, I would think, Gary.
Well, the penalties for you, all coming at 11:29. Hunter got a 5-minute checking from behind in the game misconduct. Cavallini got a 10-minute misconduct. Elenick got a 5-minute fighting and a 10-minute misconduct. For the Islanders, Pilon a 10-minute misconduct, and Benoit Hogue 5 minutes for fighting and a 10-minute misconduct. Out of all of that, there's a 5-minute power play now for the New York Islanders with 7:37 left to go in the game. The Islanders on the power play. Flatley drops it off. Ferraro intended for Thomas, taken behind the net by Patrick Flatley. And the Islanders can go through the rest of this with as many as they can get on this power play. Near side, sent in by Vasky, stolen by Hatcher and cleared out. Islanders will regroup. Coop sending it ahead. Kelly Johansson moving over. Beaupre comes out of the net. The Islanders just tipping that one wide. 0 for 5 on the power play and 2 for 29 in the series. But they're going to win the series anyway. Ferraro gets dumped. The puck is underneath him here. Koharski wants to keep this thing moving and keep the clock moving.
Yeah, so much for the importance of special.
Yeah, right. It didn't matter much here, did it? During the regular season, one of the constants that you can check on if you want to see who's going to be leading the different divisions is take a look at who's got the best plus-minus numbers. That's the team who does the best at even strength. Generally, season after season, teams that do that are the ones who finish at the top, and that was true this year with the likes of Pittsburgh and Vancouver and Detroit, all finishing at the top. Got it. Delgarno roughed up in the corner. Iafrate not going to go out of this one without a fight. Fitzgerald moving in. Fitzgerald dropped it. Iafrate trying to get it out of the zone. Can't. Held in by Malakoff. Bondra got the stick up on Malakoff. Comes over to Curvers. Curvers shot deflected. Beaupre rolled right up his arm off the top of the net and behind it. Cleared out of the zone by Iafrate. Tommy Curvers. So we've seen one of those at each end tonight go off a goaltender and right up on the top of the net. Shot saved. Beaupre. Rebound. Travis Green tried to run it in. Deflected wide. Held in. Thomas. Great skating ability right on the edge on that one. Back to the point. Coop looking back to Thomas. Thomas the shot. Deflected again. Sean Anderson got it. Thomas able to hold it into Coop. Coop dumps it deep for Travis Green. Green hit by Anderson. Green spinning around away to Derek King. Minute 27 left on this power play. Centering pass blocked behind the net. Trolling in front. Oh, nailed was King. Cross-check, no call.
Ah, boy, Todd Krieger blasted him from behind. King's back up on his feet right now, though, Gary.
3 sticks. Krieger scores! Todd Krieger gets a short-handed goal to make it 5-2. As he followed it up ice after the non-call at the other end. Krieger's got his first goal of the playoffs.
Well, Krieger involved in
Ferraro. Big save. Tell you, there's 3 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in this game, and that's what Dale Hunter forgot. I mean, he really hurt his team. There was time left in this game when he took that bad penalty after that goal by Turgeon. It was not over.
Yeah, well, this is almost the quick goal we were talking about. A real good shot, and Healy again with another spectacular save for the Islanders. But Bondra comes in. He handles his puck very well. That's not an easy thing to do. Take it on the backhand when it's rolling, quickly get it to the forehand and snap a shot. Healy is not out too far challenging, but he is square to the shooter. Hits him in the belly, and he's able to control and freeze the rebound.
He banged it off the boards, unable to hold it in. Hatcher got decked by Vasky. This thing isn't over.
No, it isn't. I mean, the Islanders have to regain some composure here. They just can't take pot shots at the Capitals. They're going to get themselves in all sorts of penalty trouble. Vasky's going to go to the box now. Koharski's giving him a high sticking penalty. And that's an even up on Hatcher because of the chopping Hatcher has done. But now is not the time. You've already beaten him if you can just maintain the lead.
Brady holds it in. Iafrate shot. Score! Now Iafrate, right as the penalty was expiring on the New York Islanders, has made their It's a 5-3 game.
Don't go away. And Iafrate continues to drive to the net. Healy comes out with a poke check. But he misses on the check. It goes off his stick over his shoulder and very slowly into the net.
Look at the defenseman with 6 goals. Lost it. Delgado clears the zone. 2 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in the third period. Islanders trying to wrap up this series. Their lead, though, which was 5-1, is now 5-3, and the Capitals continue on a power play. Kasparaitis over. Held in the zone momentarily by Pivonka. Pivonka had it chopped at and cleared out. Good play by Fitzgerald and Kasparaitis. Back to get it, Michael Pivonka. 53 left on the power play. Pivonka to Hatcher. Hatcher
for the Islanders because they can ice the puck without it being called back in their own zone because they're killing a penalty, so they'll be going for that empty net if they get any time with the puck at all.
Hatcher had it knocked away from him and knocked down by Delgado. Empty net, remember here. Iafrate crosses it over. 2 minutes left to go in the third period, maybe in the season for the Washington Capitals. Intended for Hatcher. Hatcher got it in, but he couldn't hang on to it. Ryan Mullen cleared it right back out. Ridley rushing it up. Ridley dropped it off. Ridley gets it himself. Ridley centered. Blocked. Shot covered by Healy as Bondra was reaching for it. Peter Bondra. It was just out of his reach.
Well, this is what the Capitals want. They want enough. Al Arbour sending out Flatley to take the face-off. And Fitzgerald to centerman who are
shot deflected into the corner. Wow. Iafrate was open for a moment. Beaupre still in net. Minute 35 to go. Capitals down by 2. Islanders trying to wrap the series up. Kelly Miller trying to center. Taken by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald gets it out. Sent in wide side by Krupp. Chased down by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald tied up from behind. Swung around by Ridley. Ridley getting hung onto. Islanders want to hold it right here. Iafrate reversing direction. A minute 12 to go. Islander fans beginning the applause here. Held in by Claude Loisel right in the middle. No shot capable of being taken as Flatley was being held onto by Mike Ridley. 1 minute left to go. And the Islanders will move on against Pittsburgh if they can hang on to this lead. Fans are up. Beaupre heads to the bench. Hatcher trying to send it up. Blocked by Loisel. Hatcher got it back into the middle. Wind-up shot, Iafrate. He just missed it wide. Rebound all the way to center. Peter Bondra back to get it. You're looking at the time remaining in this third. Kasparaitis on the touch-up. Icing call.
Gary, I don't understand the logic of putting Beaupre back in net. You had an offensive zone face-off. You outnumber your opponent. Worst case scenario, you scramble the draw and you set things up. You're down 2 goals. Time is very precious. You can't afford to waste 30 seconds even if they get the puck out. If they get it out and score, fine, but you'd really have to go for the win, I think.
34 seconds left, and then we will take you to our coverage of Major League Baseball. The New York Mets and the San Francisco Giants. Barry Bonds red hot, and so are the Giants, and the New York Mets are not. They'll try and get it going on the West Coast. That's coming up right here on ESPN next. 34.4 remaining for the Washington Capitals. It looks like another season, despite 11 consecutive years in the playoffs, that they're not going to move. Only 1 conference final in those 11 years. Ron Beaupre and company being defeated here by the New York Islanders in 6. For the Islanders, after being out a couple of years, what a joy for their fans who most of this season wondered along with a lot of people whether they'd even be in the playoffs. Hatcher. Beaupre heads to the bench. 24 to go. Hatcher chasing it down. Ooh, he got nailed over there. Dennis Vasky found him at the point. Bondra tried to hold it in, could not. The countdown at 10. Connor Walchuk sends it in. Glenn Healy wants to get rid of it. Dumps it in the corner. Islanders in Pittsburgh.
first 2 periods, they dominated the Capitals. They had a 10-minute lull with a